Directed by Wes Anderson. Well, that's all I need to hear to go see it. Several of his films amongst my favorite. His hipsterific nuance, if you will, gives his movies a style all their own, though some are better than others. Let's take a look at his latest creation, The French Dispatch.
Arthur Howitzer Jr. transformed the series of travelogue columns into The French Dispatch, a factual weekly report on the subjects of world politics, the arts, high and low, and diverse stories of human interest.
You don't think it's almost too seedy this time?
No, I don't.
For decent people.
It's supposed to be charming.
In a world that is unmistakably Wes Anderson, the film brings to life several stories from the publication. The film is presented in several parts or chapters, each one presented by the journalists who wrote them in varying fashions.
We take as the subject of tonight's lecture Mr. Moses Rosenthaler, certainly the loudest artistic voice of his rowdy generation.
The ostentatious 4x3 film is occasionally in black and white, sometimes animated, and often in French with English subtitles. But it's also silly, funny, absurd, and a delight to watch, as Anderson directs your eyes to scan the screen, looking for subtle nuances in all four corners and edges. It's a film worthy of a second or third viewing, as I'm certain there was much I missed. With a camera dolly budget that must be astronomical, this is classic Anderson doing what he does best. The film is non-stop silliness with quirky characters saying and doing silly things in sophisticated manners. And though I yawned a little during the poetry and arts section, I just chalked that up to it being over my head. The cast performances were spot on, with many Anderson go-tos like Bill Murray and Tilda Swinton, and several new to the Anderson universe.
Lieutenant Nescaffier is the great exemplar of the mode of cuisine known as police cooking.
The film is smartly odd in that way that only Wes Anderson can do, or someone else who can as well. I was confused and felt myself to be a dullard during some sections, while at other times, being the only one laughing in the theater, I felt like a sophisticated smarty-pants worthy of witnessing this most pretentious of Wes Anderson films. So it's not for everyone, and you kind of got to be in the mood for it. If you like Wes Anderson films, you'll like this one. I thought The French Dispatch was pretty good. Chris Jenkins, CBS 6.